with the division and like with Vrabel and Drake May and that combo for who knows how long, which I hate to say, and if the Bills lose this week, McDermott's getting fired. I think they have to make it to the Super Bowl for him to keep his job.
I mean, obviously Justin Herbert has been a, all-time historically bad quarterback in the few playoff games that he's been in. 16-3, Patriots, no semblance of an offense. Chargers had zero chance in that game.
If you're the best quarterback in the league, I mean, it goes with any sport, bro, whether it's Ronaldo in soccer, or you look at the best players in the NBA, like the best players have to be at their best to win a championship. This is professional sports. It is what it is. If Josh Allen wants to be, in that category, you gotta do it and find a way to win a ring this year.
If you're listening right now, you need to win this year. This is your year.
This is it. Drake May's him.
Mm-hmm.
And Vrabel's one of the best coaches in the NFL. We'll never agree on is that Josh Allen has no help. That's one thing we'll fight over.
Khalil Shakir did have 10 catches for like 80 yards.
Look, you can't have it all. But they got the number one running back in the league, yardage-wise, great offensive line. But he's got help. I see what you're saying with, the outside receivers. Cam Coleman had a big catch, but those players got to be great too. They need to give Josh Allen help, meaning they got to catch the ball when he throws it to him. They got to make plays. I don't love the stuff he does like that. It's annoying. I mean, just play. You know what I'm saying? I don't love the crying and so I know you love to hear me say that. Brian just needs to play basketball, dude.
Hey, welcome back to the Can't Teach Taste podcast with your boys Matt Gannum and Todd Tomlinson. Got my guy Drake in the background here. Thought Iceman was coming out, was super hype. He disappointed me. I was literally sitting up waiting for midnight Eastern. I was in California at the time, so it was till 9. Just hoping I was going to get some Iceman. Refresh, Spotify, Apple, YouTube, Instagram, somewhere. Nothing.
That's the worst, ain't it? When you think something's going to drop, you keep refreshing Apple Music. False alarm. Everybody was saying there's a big drop. Mal, academics, everybody was saying there was going to be a drop at midnight. I thought it was going to be either Drake or J. Cole, and no one dropped at all. So I don't know where they got their information from, but that's disappointing. Drake, we need that Iceman album bad.
Yeah,
in the worst way.
I sent some of y'all the unreleased track, the Drake song, which is really like 3 Drake songs cut up. So someone probably just pulled off the Instagram WAV files and made an MP3. But either way, it's fire. We need that album. I heard there's a rumor that he's changing the name because of the current climate. Either way, bro, I don't care what you call it. Put out a plain cover. Just drop it.
Whatever.
Let us have it. Give me the throwaways. You got hundreds of them. We need a few. Can we get a sorry for the wait?
Something.
I know.
It's been long enough, bro. He's been teasing this. It was July. It was 4th of July when he came out with the first Iceman episode, right? I remember because I was
closet watching YouTube in the middle of the night.
Whole thing. Yeah, me too. That's July 4th, bro. And so this rollout's been forever, but hopefully it's just like cooking up some heat, man. We need it. So Drake, if you're listening, which you're probably not, you will one day. But if you're listening, we need that album like yesterday, my guy.
Hey, we're coming out to you. We're coming out to the 6th. We're gonna bring the camera crew. We got to talk about this, man, because you got to put this stuff out. You don't need to mix or master it. It's going to be fire. Just let it out. Let's go.
Let the people have it.
Yes, sir. All right, man. Well, lots to talk about. Not a lot of time. Let's run through the divisional round. You have the Rams beating the Panthers by a field goal in a game in which everyone thought the Panthers were going to get smashed, and we were going to learn about, one of the Super Bowl favorites for a lot of people just running through the first round, but it wasn't a cupcake. What are your takeaways?
We were sweating. For y'all that don't know, I was texting Matt because on the last pod, you had the Rams going all the way. I was like, if they lose in the first round, I'm going to look like an idiot. So the Panthers played well. The Rams didn't play as good. Good teams find a way to win. So that was close, though. I do have some concerns about the Rams a little bit after that game. We'll see how they bounce back, but that was a tough one, man. The Carolina they played well. Bryce Young made plays, and that looks like a team that's headed in the right direction. The Panthers, and again, Bryce Young has started to play better and better, but the Rams had me sweating, dude. So they squeaked that one out.
They did, man. And they were one of two teams, one of which we'll talk about later, that probably didn't deserve to make the playoffs and did, but they showed up, showed out a little bit, had a chance to win. Obviously, the difference in that game is Matt Stafford, right? He's been there. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer, has an opportunity to go deep in the playoffs this year. And, what did he say to Devontae Adams right before the last drive? Let's go out there and snatch their hearts.
I love the mentality. And if you look at I don't know. I don't know what Carolina was thinking on that last drive. They were playing like 10 yards off the receivers. It was just chunk play after chunk play. I mean, the coverage was so soft. It was easy picking for someone like Stafford, and then drives down the field and they scored and, but yeah, snatch their hearts, man. The mentality they already have the championship pedigree, and that's the difference.
Yep. Yeah, 100%. So we'll see. I'm excited to see them play this weekend. Next game, which was a crazy game. I took Bears money line before the game. Was super nervous at 21-3 halftime score. But you kind of always thought, I don't know why, I just kind of believed they're going to come back. But that's like a big, they dropped 25 in the fourth quarter. Caleb's that dude. He had the jump man pose on that one throw to the tight end on the sideline. I mean,
that play,
not enough things,
going to his left
to say about him. Yeah.
Going to his left, that boy with the painted fingernails can sling the rock, dude.
Bad.
And look, he's not even, the crazy part about it is, like, he's not even as accurate as he should be. Like, he misses the gimme throws, but him with Ben Johnson has made all the difference. And I love the hatred between LaFleur and Ben Johnson. Did you see the handshake at the end of that game?
Yeah.
He's like, wasn't even a handshake, it was a drive-by. Yeah, I love that. I mean, we need more of that in football, man. All the friendly, like, banter, like, I love the rivalry part of it. But Green Bay had control of that game. That is about as bad of a loss for LaFleur that you can have, man. That was terrible.
That was an epic Pitt or Raiders loss. Like, that's something you don't expect from a team that's, in the playoffs with a good quarterback and good coaching and all of that, all those things. You don't expect that. What I will say about the handshake is I like the handshake. I don't like, if you go back to Isaiah Thomas when the Bulls finally beat them and he ran off, they all left, right?
Yep.
I don't like that. You got to shake the hand. Yeah. You don't got to say a lot, but you got to show up. So
I know you probably want to throw LeBron in there too. I forget what series it was. It might have been Boston where he walked off the court and didn't shake.
I'm sure he's done that a lot. I got more on LeBron for you later, but
whatever. But with that being said, like, if you watch that game, like, Ben Johnson's offensive plays and schemes, it's just like, some of it's so brilliant when you watch it, and like the way they set traps and set you up throughout the game, like the fake screen for that last touchdown down the sideline. Man, he's a damn good offensive coach, dude.
And DJ Moore had a huge drop a couple plays before that for a big game during the comeback. So obviously Caleb, resilient. What I will say is, if you're winning by that much going into the fourth quarter in an NFL game, it's like winning by 30 in an NBA game. Like, you don't got to do a whole lot to win that game. You know what I mean? But
nope.
They ain't do it.
Jordan Love, man. It's Jordan Love.
I told you I didn't believe in him last week.
I don't either.
And I still don't. I mean, there's, and Romeo Dobbs' helmet bothers me. He looks like a Martian when he runs around every time he gets to the ball.
That Guardian cap, yeah, it's funny.
I see this thing, dude. It's so funny.
The bobblehead, that's hilarious.
Yeah, dude. Well, let's jump in the next one. Bills at Jags. Your pick for the Super Bowl is Bills. Mine was Jags, but in my mind, it's the winner of that. So I'm okay with that. Obviously, the Bills, Jacksonville's been a complete team. Trevor Lawrence has played well. They've got two good running backs. Parker Washington's playing well. They have a home game. Weather's nice.
They should have won that game. There's a couple plays you can go back and look at, like when Trevor Lawrence didn't dive forward for a first down and some other plays, but they should have won that game. I think they outplayed Buffalo in a lot of areas, and then at the end of the day, it's Josh Allen making a play or two more than I think Trevor Lawrence.
I think that's how Buffalo is going to win games or continue to win games if they continue to progress. It's going to be stuff like that. Like, they've got a tough game on the road coming up. We can talk about, it's going to be Josh Allen. He got 12 yards on a tush push. You know what I mean? Almost scored from like the
which, by the way, I don't know how you feel about this, man.
They got
offensive linemen carrying somebody. I don't care if it's a quarterback or a receiver or a running back. They got to stop that. Like,
used to not be able
carrying the guy. I know it's now the tush push has changed everything. But yeah, that play was wild. It kind of symbolizes the way that game went. One team just wants a little bit more. But yeah, man, Josh Allen he's got to put on a cape every game. But that's what you need to do, dude. If you're the best quarterback in the league, I mean, it goes with any sport, bro, whether it's Ronaldo in soccer, or you look at the best players in the NBA, like the best players have to be at their best to win a championship. This is professional sports. It is what it is. If Josh Allen wants to be, in that category, you gotta do it and find a way to win a ring this year. No Burrow, no Lamar, no Mahomes. Like this is
young Drake May. Like this
young
is the
Drake
time.
May, who's going to get better. That boy is, and I hate to say it, we get in that later, but balling. But this is their year. But they got a tall task, with Denver this week.
It's kind of interesting because if you look at the next game, which is, Niners squeak one out against the Eagles, 23-19. The Niners are so good that, like, they almost make up for Brock Purdy, right? He had 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. Then you have the Juwan Jennings, who, by the way, was a higher, now that's coming out, he was a higher prospect quarterback than Joe Burrow.
I didn't know that.
Sam Darnold,
and Lamar.
Either.
And Lamar, he was in that class, yeah.
But he spun that ball, though. He spun that ball to CMC. And what I'm saying is, you put Josh Allen on a team like that, maybe the team could help him some, right? And he's not having to wear a cape. You put Brock Purdy on that Bills team, you could tell me till you're blue in the face that Brock Purdy's worth $55 million. I'm going to disagree with you.
Oh, he's not. I agree with you there. One thing we'll never agree on is that Josh Allen has no help. That's one thing we'll fight over.
Khalil Shakur did have 10 catches for like 80 yards.
Look, you can't have it all. This is the NFL, right? So you can have a Joe Burrow situation where you have elite outside receivers and a good running back with no offensive line, where you get, just your head beat in and you can't do anything about it and your defense sucks. It's a balancing act, man. Josh Allen at one point had one of the best receivers in the league and Stephon Diggs and couldn't win either way. But they got the number one running back in the league, yardage wise, great offensive line. So he's got help. I see what you're saying with, the outside receivers. Keon Coleman had a big catch, but those players got to be great too. They need to give Josh Allen help, meaning they got to catch the ball when he throws it to him. They got to make plays because, again, he can throw a perfect pass. If you drop the shit, then it doesn't matter. But yeah, man, I still, with all that said, I still like the Bills to go all the way. But man, there's so much parity right now. It's fantastic.
Well, that's the takeaway from the weekend. What I will say is, even though they'll rate Josh Allen's line decent, I mean, he was the 7th most sacked quarterback. And in the statistic website that I use, StatMuse, they want you to pay for extra. I can't find either one of the San Francisco quarterbacks in the top 25. So, it's different. It's different.
I feel you. San Francisco is just so well coached too. Like, they had George Kittle blows his Achilles in that game. And I hate to say it, man, Robert Saleh is doing a hell of a job. But the amount of injuries they have on that defense, and I don't know if it's the defense or if it's just that Philadelphia, who fired their offensive coordinator today, by the way, was just that bad offensively. And you're hearing rumblings about how bad Jalen Hurts is, just like reading stuff, and they can't do exotic looks because he can't handle it. That offense, bro, like, you tell me, like, okay, Saleh did a great job, albeit, but like how bad has
Antonio Brown can't catch the football either, bro.
No, and he's talking all this crazy stuff, and they digress so much. Even like Barkley, like that offense looked inept at times this year, which is crazy. And at home, I mean, with basically the same roster that won a Super Bowl,
smashed the Chiefs in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and you don't have Kittle, you don't have Fred Warner, you don't have all these guys, and you lose that game. It's just that has to be studied. Like, I don't know what went so left, but their offense looked so bad at times.
I mean,
they have a decision with Hurts, don't they?
Yeah, right? I mean, you're probably not getting rid of him. The problem is you don't have anyone else, man. So what do? You gonna sign Aaron Rodgers or Russell Wilson or go do that song and dance? I mean, I'm not. I don't like Jalen Hurts either, though. I don't know, man. I mean, maybe you could trade him for a pick. I don't know, but let's jump into the next one. Patriots completely. I mean, obviously Justin Herbert has been a all-time historically bad quarterback in the few playoff games that he's been in. 16-3. Patriots, no semblance of an offense. Chargers had 0 chance in that game. I mean,
yeah. I mean, is it time to have a conversation about defense? Herbert, dog?
Could be, man. I mean, I'm not a Justin Herbert fan. I don't like the Chargers, but he's bad.
But as long, yeah, like when you talk about players, quarterbacks is about wins, playoff wins. The guys that won a playoff game, he's not a rookie. The guy's been in the league for a minute now. He's had good teams. And I'm not saying that they should have won that game, but the guy, you got to play great when your best is required. I mean, look, he was getting annihilated, but at the same time, I mean, it's time to have a conversation.
What are we saying about Josh Allen if Josh Allen does that? Maybe what if Josh Allen in 2 weeks plays the Patriots and does that? Mm-hmm. What are you saying?
Yeah.
I mean, we're not saying he's the
You're holding
best
him accountable.
Player. We're not saying he's the best quarterback in football.
No.
You know what I mean?
So but Patriots look good, dude. I mean,
they're tough.
They're tough. Drake May looks the part, and their defense is playing well. Like that's a dangerous team, man. And that's going to be a really interesting game this week because, I mean, we'll get into the next game, but their opponent, that defense is nasty.
Nasty. So last game, last night, super disappointing Monday Night Football game. The second of two teams that probably didn't deserve to make the playoffs with, 41-year-old Aaron Rodgers, who looked every bit of 50 years old.
He did.
I mean, dude, they got smashed, man, bad. Obviously, they came out, after DK made that drop, they sort of just kind of didn't have any. I mean, there was zero amount of offensive, output. It was tough. Obviously, the Texans' defense, if CJ Stroud can play middle of the road quarterback, I mean, shit, they could beat anyone. They could win at New England if he plays well enough because that defense, I mean, I've watched them all year long. I had Nico on my team. The Raiders played them. I mean, it's tough, dude. That's a tough defense. I don't want any part of it. Your quarterback's getting their head knocked off. But at the same time, the Steelers completely inept. They haven't won a playoff game in 9 years. They've lost 7 in a row. Mike Tomlin steps down, which allows for the fact that if you want Mike Tomlin, you got to trade for him because he didn't get fired. Somehow they still have his rights. Here we are. The Steelers, I mean, They need a complete rebuild, which is crazy to say for a 10-17 team. But the problem is who you're going to put in at quarterback. You can't.
Yeah.
You don't even. What do you do?
I don't. And when they kept kicking the can down the road, they had mentioned they're open to bringing Aaron Rodgers back another year. He needs to retire. I mean, that's different quarterback, same result. He looked terrible. So the Steelers are in a predicament, man. It seems like just kind of almost like it's the Steelers. So you don't want to see like a rebuild and a tear down, but you're bringing in a new coach. I don't know what you're going to do at quarterback. You can try to trade for a Mac Jones. They're not going to have a high enough draft pick. And this isn't a great draft quarterback-wise anyway. So I don't know what they're going to do. Maybe they do something dumb and try to get Kyler Murray, which I wouldn't do. A Mac Jones. Maybe they continue to get a bridge quarterback like a Jacoby Brissett or Kirk Cousins and then try to draft somebody next year. But, they did not look good yesterday. They shouldn't have been in that game.
No.
As we know. Without a missed field goal, they're not in the playoffs anyway.
Completely irrelevant comment, but I still stand by it. If I'm Aaron Rodgers, I'm not coming out of the game because my last pass isn't going to be a pick six. I cannot believe that he just gave up like that. I guess he was like, fuck this, I'm out because I would want to come in, check one down. I don't know, man. There's something about it. It was weird. I couldn't believe they did that.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I don't know why. Yeah. Maybe it doesn't matter, but
there's a lot. It just felt like finality during that game for Aaron Rodgers and for Mike Tomlin. I just had a feeling that it was going to be the end. So we'll see what he does too. I don't know. I think he'll do maybe a year of TV. I just suspect that he might not coach next year. He'll take a year off and then next coaching cycle. Maybe.
If it ended well, maybe he does it. But if it didn't end well for some reason and he stepped down, maybe he goes to Baltimore, man.
That's what I was going to say. I was like, Baltimore.
That's the best situation.
Yeah, because Baltimore is all about stability, and they've only had, how many coaches, right? 3 in their whole, right? So
and they've got a quarterback. They've got players. They've got Derrick Henry. I mean, they've got a good defense.
Are they rolling the dice and taking some coordinator without head coaching experience, or are you going to go for, maybe, a Flores would make sense, a Brian Flores, or you try to get a Mike Tomlin. And taking Mike Tomlin from your division rival will be wild. But to your point, they have his rights. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what they do. I think Mike Tomlin has been just okay. Obviously, he has a great record and there's stability there, but I don't know what I would trade to bring Mike Tomlin in.
I mean, some of that's the organization, though, man. I mean, that's the way the Steelers have always been.
Yes.
I mean, he hasn't had a real quarterback since Ben Roethlisberger. So there's that, and they've still been relevant, and they've still made the playoffs almost every year. I think they missed it 2 of the last 10 years.
It's crazy.
So it's tough, man. It's hard, but crazy to see that. I'll be interested to see what happens. Obviously, the Raiders traded John Gruden for some picks. Maybe that's what you do. Maybe they get that.
Definitely do it. They need that.
Definitely trade a coach if you can. Yeah, it's freaking.
Oh, of course. He's not coaching there anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
So first game. Let's go. First game. Saturday afternoon. live from Denver, Colorado, or somewhere an hour away from the Denver airport. You got Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills as 1.5-point favorites on the road against the 1 seed, 14-3 team is a dog at home. After a bye.
Crazy.
And that tells you.
Yeah, maybe that's part of it, though. The bye, teams come off the bye, sometimes not looking that great. I originally had this game as the Bills. I have the Bills, as you know, going to the Super Bowl. So I don't feel wildly
Any reason
confident.
to change?
No. There's not. I'm not overly confident. I wouldn't be surprised if Denver wins this with their defense and with Sean Payton having, weeks to cook stuff up and put Bo Nix in a position to be successful, which if Bo Nix can just be competent, he's not going to play as well as Josh Allen, but if he can make some plays, they'll be in a good spot. And Josh Allen has to be great, bro. It is what it is. So I still got the Bills.
Elite. Yeah.
I got the Bills. I got the Bills by 3. Bills by 3.
You have the 2 young running backs. You got Cortland Sutton. You've got pieces. You got a defense. Bo Nix, if he doesn't do anything stupid, it's going to be a good game, right? It's going to. Josh Allen, they can't win if Josh Allen doesn't play out of his body, which he probably will. I'm going to go Bills. I like them winning by 4. A similar game. I don't think they win by 7 unless Bo Nix throws 2 or 3 picks.
Nah.
That's the only way, and they won't let him. They're going to cut the field in half and limit his decision-making and all the things that you would do when your quarterback isn't as good. So we're in agreement there. But, the flip side is the second game, and Seattle, who's, obviously been, similar record, way more dominant than Denver, I would say, is a 7.5-point favorite at home against, obviously, the 7-seed Niners. I think this one might get bad. If I had to bet this one, I might buy it up to 9.5 and say they'll win by 10. It's on the road. Yeah, Brock Purdy threw 2. He threw 2 picks in that game against Philly, man. What if you do that against Seattle? Sam Darnold, really Jackson Smith, and Jimba's cooking them.
He looked really bad. Sam still makes me a little nervous. I got Seattle win this game. I think this game is going to be a little closer. I think this game will be,
So you're taking San Francisco plus 7.5.
Yeah, I think Seattle wins though. Ultimately, Sam makes me a little nervous. Sam at times, if you look at his history and his playoff performances, has shrunk a little bit. But I think Seattle's the better team.
Seattle's a tough environment too.
Said Fred Warner was practicing today. Really? I don't know how effective he'll be. Yeah. But I think Saleh, for as bad of a head coach as he is, I think he's a hell of a defensive coordinator. I think they'll draw some stuff up for Sam, but I think Seattle's going to be too much. And at home, dude, I think that's the difference.
Walker, Charbonnet, Smith, and Jigba. It's just they're stacked, man.
Yeah,
Sam Darnold's going to have to play pretty poorly for them to lose.
But I got the Niners plus. What's the spread? 7.5. You said?
Yeah. So you're taking Niners plus 7.5. 7.5.
Seattle to win. Yeah, Seattle to win 9. I'm taking Niners though plus 7.5.
All right, maybe the most interesting game to me, because I have certain feelings both ways. Rams at Bears. Bears plus 3.5. Home dogs by more than a field goal after that comeback. Also in Chicago. The Rams obviously are going to stay on the road unless somehow they end up playing the Niners, in which case they would play at home in that game because the Niners are the 7th seed. But obviously Caleb Williams being Caleb Williams, I want to see him win. But at the same time, I think Matt Stafford's going to have an opportunity to take a second Super Bowl this year. So I'm going to take – that's tough, man. I don't know. I think the Rams win. I don't know which way to go on the spread. I hope I don't have to bet on this game because I don't want to.
Yeah, I got the Rams winning, but I don't feel as confident after this past week because of the way the Rams looked on the road and the way the Bears looked in that second half. The Bears put together 2 halves like that. They've been a second-half team. Ben Johnson, I think, just kind of figures it out. What makes a great coach doesn't matter what sport, right? If you come out in the second half making adjustments, and the worst coaches don't make any adjustments, the good ones do. Ben Johnson has done that in Chicago. Not worried about the weather; it's going to be cold as shit. But Stafford played in that the division for a long time, so I'm not worried about that. But I'm sticking with the Rams because I did last week. But man, I don't feel as confident about this one, and I don't even know what to do about the spread. I think it's going to be. I'll take the Rams by 3.
But I wouldn't be surprised if the Bears came back and won unless Matt Stafford, they're going to do something. Puka's going to have 9 catches for 160. Devontae wasn't really a part of that entire game at all until the end. They're going to get him more involved early. He didn't do a whole lot. I'll be interested to see. I want to say Rams minus 3.5, but I don't feel super confident. It's like 51-49, you know? Next one, you got the Patriots at home hosting -3 the Texans. I feel like the Patriots cover this spread. It's going to be a defensive battle. Drake May's super athletic. CJ Stroud, again, if he's a top 10 to 12 quarterback, they can win this game. It's tough, man. I mean, it's tough. Nico Collins, I mean, we'll see how he's doing. He hit his head pretty damn hard. He needed the Romeo Dobbs helmet. He needed it this weekend bad. But I'm going to say Patriots cover the spread. I mean, in something like a 24-14 fashion, maybe.
Wow, you got them winning. I'm going to go on a limb here, man.
I win by more than a touchdown.
I like it. I'm going to go on a limb here, and I'm going to take the Texans to win this game.
I'm not mad at it. You're betting on CJ Stroud there.
I am. I'm not I wouldn't put money on it, but Drake May's been amazing. I think maybe we see just maybe some inexperience come out in that game. The Texans defense is just so tough. To your point, if CJ Stroud is just decent, man, they can win the game. They've had a hard time running the ball, which is the problem. They did okay last night, but
they're running backs.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Texans just to shake it up a little bit. Obviously, I love the way the Pats are playing. This might be a change from what I said last week, but I'm gonna take the Texans in a close one.
Josh Allen, if you're listening right now, you need to win this year. This is your year.
This is it. Drake May's him.
Mm-hmm.
He is him. And Vrabel's one of the best coaches in the NFL. So
and Cincinnati's going to figure it out, bro. They're going to find a way to get better. There's some coaches moving. There's some this is a year where it's wide open. I guess to anyone listening, it's your year.
But Josh Allen specifically, just because I think the Pats are about to. They already did, with the division and like with Vrabel and Drake May and that combo for who knows how long, which I hate to say. And if the Bills lose this week, McDermott's getting fired. I think they have to make it to the Super Bowl for him to keep his job. So that might.
All right. You guys heard it. Hop in for just 2 seconds into this NCAA championship game. I think Indiana is going to win by more than the 7.5. Carson Beck's whack. He's not it. Nobody should draft like this dude until it's like the 4th or 5th round. He was apparently, I think he was 19. Was he 17 years old when Tony was 11 years old? I think when he was a freshman. He's been in college for like 8 years, bro. Like, get out of here. I don't want to see that. He's a cornball. Indiana is gonna wax them. I mean,
they are so good. Indiana's so good.
Wax.
And Signetti, cue the clip where he says, "I win. Google me."
Yeah, it's pretty simple. I win. Google me.
I love Signetti, man. He's there. Indiana, if you look at NIL and the world of NIL and the way they did it over the last 2 years, I mean,
they got all Cubans. Cubans funding that thing now because he went to Pitt, by the way, and then transferred to Indiana. He's from Pittsburgh.
Signetti?
No, Mark Cuban.
Oh, Mark Cuban. I thought, okay.
Yeah, he's funding the NIL. Yeah.
Yeah. Signetti is a hell of a football coach, man.
Beast.
And
every NFL team should call him. Every NFL team. Everyone should call him. He might not answer, but you should call.
You should. Because at some point, Signetti's going to get sick of dealing with a lot of this college NIL stuff, and he's going to want to challenge himself. But he's won at every level. Indiana, that is a complete team. Mendoza, congrats to you. He's going to be the Raiders quarterback. He's good, man. And sucks for us. Dante Moore looked terrible, so we're screwed.
You can't draft him. You can't draft him.
If you draft him, you can't play him for 2 years, a year or two, right?
You got to have someone to teach him. Maybe Tom Brady comes out of retirement and teaches my guy Mendoza a few things. I don't know.
Mendoza's he's a gamer, man. Like his placement, he's going to be a good quarterback. He's going to the Raiders. They already turned in their damn card at the NFL draft, but he's great. That defense, Indiana's just top to bottom so much better than Miami. It could get ugly. I think.
Yeah, I think it will. I think it's going to. I don't think Miami understands. I think Ole Miss was right in that game and could have won. And obviously they're playing without their coach, and they have a first-time D1 quarterback who I love, obviously. But this is a different beast. Than who they played last week. It's not. It's going to be bad. I mean,
the only chance is Miami's got a nasty defensive line with
they do.
Vane,
they do. They do.
if they can get to Mendoza, that defensive line, they got some guys on there that are, two guys that are probably going to go, top 15, top 20 on that line in the NFL draft. If they can disrupt,
they can get 3 or 4 man pressures like that, that'll change the game to your point.
Only chance.
Yeah, but I don't see that enough of it happening. All right, so you guys know who's going to win the football games this week. We got a few more minutes left. I want to ask you about your boy LeBron after he got locked by Giannis. He posts on Instagram a picture of his arm getting fouled, but it's like he takes out the left hand, which hits the dude in the face that's in front of him, and he's foul baiting the refs after the game on his Instagram story. I mean, bro, like, what is that?
Yeah, well,
you don't get enough free throws. You're not, you know what I mean?
Well,
Come on, man.
Look, I've always maintained the fact that my support for LeBron has been strictly on the court. I don't love the stuff he does like that. It's annoying. I mean, just play. You know what I'm saying? I don't love the crying and so I know you love to hear me say that, but LeBron just needs to fucking play basketball, dude.
He does.
So
he's been playing pretty well too.
Look, we don't have to get into it, but
wait till you hear my Lakers take. I'm going to give you a great Lakers take. It's a great Lakers take.
I don't know. Yes. None of your Lakers takes are great, but yeah, LeBron, just stay off social media and doing that stuff and just play, man. But it was a foul.
It was a foul. You guys heard it here. LeBron was justified in his Instagram story post. Posted, he got locked by Giannis in those last 2 drives, which he should anyways. I mean, he's 41. But
sure.
All right. Next, there's 2 more Lakers topics. The third one's my favorite take, maybe in a long time, and it's accurate. But this one, obviously, there's the game with Luka versus our boy Dennis Schröder. And Luka taunts him and says, like, you should have signed that contract. Like, he fumbled maybe the biggest bag fumble in NBA history, which is true.
Probably it is.
But what Kenyon Martin said is talking about someone's bag is like talking about someone's girl.
Oh,
and so, Schröder kind of followed him into the tunnel, and he got 3 games. Supposedly swung on him. They didn't say it was him. They said swung on a Lakers player. And then someone posted, we're trying to get the footage, or someone wrote, like, we need the footage, and he commented, I'm working on it.
Oh.
So I want to see
who commented?
Footage.
Dennis?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, he was mad. You could tell, like, Luka's like this. He's like, I'm going to beat and Luka's like this. This is what I was going to say. Here's one thing. And I used to be a big Luka fan. Obviously, he's the best scorer in the NBA. He's averaging 35 points a game. There's a huge weakness in his game that he's failing to ignore that we're going to talk about in a second. And that's not defense. He doesn't play that. He's a traffic cone. But, like, in the 90s, if he was doing that, how long would he be still standing on his 2 feet on the court? Somebody would knock his ass out. And that's what Dennis Schröder was about to do. So I'd be interested to see if 6'2" or 6'1", Dennis Schröder actually got a lick off on him. I don't know how you think that fight
I would love to
go,
see that.
But I want to see it.
I think Schröder's got more dog in him than Luka does from that perspective. Luka's a dog on the court, but he's not built like that.
He doesn't want those problems.
Agree, though. Don't talk talking about somebody's money. It's close. Maybe not, exactly as bad as talking about somebody's girl, but talk about the bag and the money and stuff, like,
especially that's about as sensitive as you can get, like, for him. It's not like,
it was a life fumble.
Todd, you're overpaid. You're making $50 million a year. You're trash. Whatever. Fine. I'm overpaid. Who cares? But, I mean, he fumbled generational wealth.
Yep. It's the biggest mistake he's made in his life, and he doesn't want to hear other people, throwing it back in his face at this point. It was a generational fumble, bro. I
don't like that take. I mean,
you can't do that.
At the last Laker game in Phoenix, one of the fans said he was trash, and Luka goes, "Where'd you get that haircut from?" He was clowning him on that. Like, I'm here for that.
But again, it's basketball. I guess nothing, whatever. Trash talking. I mean, crazier things that are said every game, man. So it is what it is. But obviously, that's Dennis Schröder's. That's his trigger. So
all right,
now people know. What's this take? Let's hear this shit.
Here's something I've been thinking, and like I just keep watching the box scores every night, and I just don't understand. Either JJ Redick has no control over this team, or he's not telling them anything. But I'm gonna list something. Rui Hachimura, number 9 in the NBA, 44.5%. And I haven't reviewed this with Todd. Austin Reeves, number 90 in the NBA this year, 36.5%. Jake LaRavia, 145, 32.8%. Luka Dončić, 154, 32%. Marcus Smart, 164th, 29.7%. And for some reason, LeBron wasn't on this list, but most sites have him at 30%. So you'll put him somewhere between 154 and 164. Do you know what that is? 3-point percentage. Why is Luka Dončić averaging the most 3-point attempts a game behind Steph Curry in the NBA when he's shooting 32%? He's averaging 10.2 threes a game, shooting 32%. LeBron's making 3 out of 10, and he shoots 5.5 threes a game. That's 15 shots that they're not going to fucking make. This team would win games. Last night, they lost by 10 to who did they play last night? Oh, God, who did they play? Hold on.
Oh.
Right? Lakers lost by 10 in a game that was close. Luka had 42. Was it the Kings? It was the Kings, right?
The Kings.
Right?
Yeah, it's the Kings.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, so they lose by 10 or 12 or whatever. They're down by 10 or 12 the whole game. LeBron's 0 for 5. Luka's 2 for 10 or whatever he was from 3. What if they just didn't shoot threes? Or what if those guys just didn't shoot threes? Or what if they only shot the threes that came to them? They're like shooting the Klay Thompson threes. They're shooting the step backs and the side steps and all these things, and they're not good 3-point shooters. Based on this, I mean, what do you want to draw the line at 35? Draymond Green's shooting 35 and change. So if Draymond Green's the line of people that shoot threes, the only players you have that should shoot threes are Rui Hachimura and Austin Reeves. Nobody else on your team should shoot threes, Jake LaRavia included. But the number 2 attempt per game shooter in the league is Luka, and he's averaging 35 points a game still.
Yeah, that's jarring. I guess to say it's the way the league has been. I blame Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors for making it such a 3-point heavy shooting league. I think JJ Redick is having a hard time getting control of this team. Is my honest opinion. Like, what are you going to tell Luka? Luka's going to take difficult shots. LeBron, like they're a terrible shooting team, and we know this. And you can't win when you're shooting as bad as they are. They don't have enough shooting, and they definitely take way too many threes. So I think it's more of JJ not having control over. You can see it, man. If you watch the games, like you can see the frustration on JJ's face with some of these shots. Luka is just what he's going to do, and it's almost like, what are you going to do? Sit him? So Luka's taking too many. LeBron's never been a great 3-point shooter. So I think the train is coming off the tracks a little bit with the Lakers.
And they're still winning, which is crazy. They're,
they
majority of their games.
But they to your point, they shouldn't be shooting as many threes. I mean, there's analytics here, and I'm sure JJ is trying to get away from it. Like, nobody in the right mind as a coach should look at that percentage and be like, we should continue to shoot threes or shoot more.
You want to hear something crazy? Luka was 8 of 8 from the free throw line. LeBron was 6 of 6 from the free throw line. If you take LeBron's threes out, he is 8 of 12 from the field. If you take Luka's threes out, instead of 16 of 25, he was 14 of 16 from the field. And they lose by 10. So what if they just got to the mid-range and got to the bucket and stopped shooting threes? At least, unless they're wide open, you get a warm-up three. You take the warm-up three. It's knockdown. But these guys were 2 of 14 from 3 yesterday.
It's fucking terrible.
They barely missed a shot anywhere else on the court. They didn't miss a shot anywhere else on the court.
You need the threat of being able to – if you look at like the success that LeBron and Luka have had, it's when you surround them with shooters that other people could not. And these other players aren't knocking down 3-point shots. Like, look at historically, the best teams like Luka and LeBron have had when you're able to surround them with shooters. You need to be able to hit threes to soften up the defense, to not clog the paint. So it goes hand in hand. But I agree. You got to put your head down, go get to the free throw line more. LeBron should be shooting, more than 6 free throws a game. They fall in love with the 3, man. Like, LeBron will take threes he shouldn't be taking. Luka, and the problem is when Luka's shooting threes, these are
They're all
Luka
step backs, hand in his face, all of them.
Correct. They're not, shots being created by LeBron or Austin Reeves and
it's not a kick out to the corner where it's a wide open 3. It's never. It's a
step back, hand in his face, contested shot, and it doesn't matter how good you are, man. Like, unless you're Stephen Curry, like, you're just not going to shoot well.
Even Steph has nights where he's only shooting those. He'll have rough nights like that.
He'll have rough nights.
You need some knockdowns, man.
Of course. And they have an offense that will allow Steph to come off screens. Like Luka isn't running the baseline, going back and forth, coming off screens to get shots. It's not his game. He's not built like that. He can't do it. That's not, physically he can't do it either. So all his shots are everything's difficult, man. But the Lakers, they got to fix that, or I don't think they have a chance anyway, man. But to be competitive, more competitive when it gets further in the year in the playoffs, they got to stop shooting as many threes or start shooting better, dude.
The answer isn't shoot no threes, but I mean, he took 9 threes. If 3 or 4 of those are pump fake blow by mid range, I mean, you're right there. Maybe
not a bad take, Matt.
Line another time. Just saying.
Most of your takes suck when it comes to the Lakers. I'm not going to lie to you. This one was actually valid.
Dude, I couldn't believe it when I dug through it. I couldn't believe that they were that bad. I couldn't believe Luka's shooting 32%, and he's averaging, outside of Steph Curry, the most threes attempted per game, and he's not even making 1 out of 3.
Man,
why are you doing it?
When you got LeBron and Luka on the team, like it's almost impossible to get control of that.
You can't.
It's
Luka's not listening,
coach,
and LeBron's not listening. Luka's definitely not listening. So the only way to be successful with Luka is to do what they did in Dallas, and maybe it wasn't on purpose, but it was get defense and get shooting around him, which, I mean, everyone needs that, but it's even more. I mean, that's what the Warriors did with Steph, defense and shooting. Those years that they won, they had all-world shooting, and they were top 7, top 5 defense. That's
it. It's as simple as that. So after the LeBron and all that thing's over, it's as simple as that. Shooting and defense, surround Luka with that, and that's the key to success. You can't win any other way with him being the centerpiece. You got to surround him with elite defenders and shooting and scoring around him. So simple, man. Make me the GM. Pelinka, give me a shout. I don't know how to make the money work, but I'll tell you who to get.
100%. So if you guys are out there listening to this, take a peek through the list, and the Lakers only have 2 players that are shooting better from the 3 this year than Draymond Green. And that's bad. That's bad.
That's beyond bad. I'm embarrassed.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. And Rui is not even playing. They've almost abandoned him, and he's the best. He's shooting 44.5%.
Yep. Yep. He can knock it down when he's open.
Your boy
but he's the guy that he only takes shots when he's open. Like he's the guy that you penetrate, you hit him on the wing. Like he's not pulling up with guys in his face. Like he's taking shots when it's appropriate.
If Klay Thompson took that approach the year that he went 0 of 10 or 0 of 11 in the play-in game, he'd probably still be a Warrior. It's hard when you force it, man. It just is. So not enough beating the dead horse until next time, but take a peek at those Lakers 3-point stats. I don't know how JJ Redick isn't hanging that on the wall when they walk out. That's embarrassing.
He needs to. Bad.
Yeah.
We'll see. Something's got to give, man.
All right, y'all. You guys heard it here first. It's the year for JA to win this one. Indiana smashing Miami. And I guess there's only one other thing we can say.
Is that you can teach a lot of things. Can't teach taste. My guy.
Peace.